Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and I'm joined by the one and only...
One amongst many. Me, hello, hi, yes,
Hello.
I'm here too. We're going to chat. We're going to chat about a very, very popular hero, which is always a scary one to chat about, but that's going to be Mercy.
So I had a brainwave and I think Mercy might be the... I don't want to call her the worst, but like the weakest support right now. Do you think that's a fair comment?
I think that kind of is a fair comment. Like, she's definitely sort of become more and more niche. Like, she's dropped out of the... She's no longer like that central healer pick that, oh, well, we don't really know what we're going to have, so we'll have a Mercy. Now that seems to be going more towards like the Moiras or the Anas at the moment, but she still has a place. Like, if you have a Pharah, then you have to have a Mercy almost. Like, she's really good at that. But she's definitely sort of fading away.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think before we get stuck into this, let's just run down what the changes were. So obviously there was the big support balance update, let's call it. So Ana, she obviously now instantly heals the nano boost target for 300 health, which is quite good. And they also increased the range of nano boost slightly. Brigitte, she's just been nerfed, but I mean, she's Brigitte, so whatever. You've got, in fact, she was nerfed on PTR as well. They've reduced the shield down to, I think it's down to 500 now on PTR.
Yep.
From 600.
Right.
So, yeah, she's getting still looked at, but she's still super effective. Lucio was the juicy one. So Lucio got the big sort of buff to the area for crossfade. Which is really, really good. And sound barrier went up from 500 to 750 points, which again is really, really good. Moira, she got passive energy regeneration rate increased from 2 to 2.4 per second, so again a buff there. But then we get to Mercy, and Mercy just gets a straight up nerf. She had the healing beam reduced from 60 to 50 healing per second. And that's where we're at right now with the support balance in the game. But my question is, why... is that enough to reduce Mercy to like the niche hero pick, the hero that you're only going to bring out in certain comps? I mean, yeah, you would use her for pharmacy. You would use her if you were doing some sort of pirate ship nonsense on Junkertown because you want that damage boost, right? But beyond that, like, I don't know, like,
yeah, so what ended up happening? Like, why that is such a big change? That 10 heal per second drop is such a big deal is because before Mercy, like, if someone was getting attacked by a, like, let's say a Tracer or a Soldier or a McCree, and you just put the healing beam on them, it was usually enough, especially with like another support helping out, that you could keep them alive through all of that damage coming in. But now you've lost that 10 extra healing. Now she can't quite keep people alive anymore, and as a result, they just end up dying. So it's like you can't just sustain people by holding left mouse button on them anymore. It's no longer that simple, and so people just get blown up, and people just die more around the Mercy. And sure, like, res is still really, 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 really good, but also the meta's changed. Like, people are playing more aggro now. You can't really res someone if they're playing goats, with this triple tank, triple support comp that sort of just runs at people because there's a big death ball stood on the person you're trying to res, so you're not going to get that res to go off. So she's just sort of become steadily less powerful, and this is one of those things where it's like, I don't disagree with a lot of the changes, but now it might be the time just to give her a little bit of a bump, just to nudge her up a little bit, just to make her a little bit stronger, because right now the support meta, I'd say, is probably the healthiest it's ever been. Like, yeah, pretty much everything's viable, but I think Mercy's just fallen to the wayside a little bit.
I think she's probably got the worst support ultimate as well. Now, in the past, I probably would have given this to Ana, possibly, before she got the buff with the instant heal applied to nano boost. But Mercy's ultimate now is very... when she pops it's like, it doesn't feel like it's very impactful. Like, it doesn't feel like it's really...
I'm trying to be
very diplomatic,
really
and yeah, like, I think they need to do something with her ultimate. I don't really like the current state of it. I think, like, it's the only support ultimate that you can use. Like, okay, so one of the cardinal sins for supports is if you stack ultimates, right? So if you've got like a Zen and a Lucio, and by the way, I'm very happy that Lucio's come back into the meta, because Lucio, that speed boost, it makes the game much more enjoyable to me. Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Lucio and
Can't
Zen.
stop, won't stop.
Yeah, it's awesome. Lucio and Zen, they both use their ultimate at the same time. This is like horrifically bad. If you're a support player, ladies and gentlemen, you need to talk to your other support player if you're playing Lucio and Zen, because you really don't want to pop them at the same time. Mercy, though, if she does, she's still kind of got the option of doing the damage boost. So she's still got that. Like, it's not a total waste of time. And also, she could just go super aggro Mercy and legit fly up to somebody and just kill them. Which is, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, a totally viable tactic. A Mercy flying at you, shooting you, is horrific.
It's terrifying.
You
like,
cannot
especially
kill
as
her.
someone who plays
It's
like
horrific.
Widowmaker. Like
Yeah.
having the moth fly at you and just take you out is just sheer terror, and it always feels really bad as well. You feel really humiliated. It's like a Mercy killed me, even though she's like moving at 200 miles per hour, flying through the air, and like can dash to people as well. But like the thing with Valkyrie as well that I find that people struggle with, especially as I like watch a lot of VOD, and I know you do your coaching series, I've done mine, is you see that people don't know how to use it. Like, there's a very clear indicator of when you use Transcendence, right? If they use a Graviton Surge or they use a Dragon Blade, you're going to hit Trance. If you're waiting that long to use Valkyrie, though, it's not going to save people. So it's much, much harder ultimate to get value of, and I think, like, the real skill cap for Mercy does come into finding uses for Valkyrie, like, using it at the start of engages, or using it when a fight has begun, using it when you get the most value out of it is very difficult, because the one sort of cornerstone that makes Valkyrie okay, or makes it semi-decent, is how long it lasts. Like, it will last and last and last. It's a good long period of time that you get value. It's not like a 6-second thing. It doesn't burn off quickly like Sound Barrier does. It will just keep on rolling through the fight. So if you get it out early, and then you just keep applying healing to everybody, it's like everyone has a personal Mercy. And that can make a huge difference, but it doesn't have that huge swing impact that the other support ultimates have. So it feels lackluster quite often.
I think as well, like the other support ultimate, I mean, if you look at Moira, when Moira pops Coalescence, almost all of the time your team will just rush forward with Coalescence. Like they see that massive beam and they just start piling forward. Mercy, when she pops Valkyrie, you don't really know. Well, obviously you know, she starts screaming about heroes never die and all of that goodness. But does she actually do that anymore? She does, doesn't she? I think they changed it so she did do that.
She doesn't say heroes never die.
She does something. Hang on.
It's been too long since we've seen Mercy that we've forgotten what the Mercy line.
Anyway,
she
shouts
something.
She does shout. You know when she's done it, but it's not. There isn't this like massive visual cue. Like when you're saying Valkyrie can be used as an initiation tool, and in my opinion, it should be almost all of the time. Like the Mercy should be the one going, right, guys, we're going to push, let's go, and then she pops it. There are sometimes when maybe you can use it defensively, but like you said, the healing isn't enough to keep you alive through burst damage coming in, often from enemy offensive ultimates. Like if they're popping ults and they're committing to you, you can't pop your ult as a defensive reaction. Zen as well is very similar in this respect. You can use Zen to engage, although it's obviously safer for Zen to pop his Transcendence if there's a Blading Genji or Soldier using his Tac Visor or whatever. But my point is, when I look through the ladder, when I look at the different skill tiers of people playing the support heroes, Mercy, like we obviously watch a lot of the pro level game, and we've obviously been privy to a lot of UK World Cup scrims, and I get to see Spitfire scrims and all of that stuff. Mercy, you see her used sometimes, but you don't, like, they gravitate to other heroes because they're better players in a way. Like they know they can get more healing out of an Ana, and Ana's got a more interesting kit as well, so the pros would like to play that. But when you look through the ladder, you'll look at a lot of Mercy players that, you know, they were using Mercy because she still is, right? Reliable healing. She's got that reliable output. She's highly mobile. She does have the res, but as you say, the res isn't as like impactful as it used to be before. But when you look at the other supports, they are, I think it's just a case of value, and I think you are just getting straight up more value from the other supports. I mean, I'm looking at Mercy and Moira, because in a lot of my games, right, I'll be seeing Moira as, like, let's call the main healer, or Ana, right? If I'm playing Ana, and I've got a Moira on my team as well, that's not ideal. I'd like it if that was a Zen or something. I wouldn't like it if it was a Brigitte, because I tell you what, I think that comp can work if you've got like a main healer and then a Brig, but it's very situational. Like often you'd want the triple support GOAT style comp for that. But all this doesn't matter. Like I just feel like the other supports are it's very clear what they're doing, and their ultimates are reactionary, and they are just getting more value right now. I mean, you look at a Lucio, right? Pretty much every Lucio knows when to use a sound barrier, right? If it's going bad, you're going to use a sound barrier to try and keep your team alive. Mercy, I just feel like Valkyrie is probably a weakest thing that he's looking at. Well, I mean, do you agree?
Yeah, I think I agree with that idea. Like, I don't think you need to change the damage amp because, I mean, you saw the game against France, right? Temple of Anubis, Christopher jumps in, 500 hit point Winston, and you got damage amp and bongoed soon.
Yeah,
and soon one-shots the Winston, right? That's the effect that damage amp sort of has on the game. You've got to be very, very careful when playing with those sorts of numbers. So I think damage amp is fine as it is. Her healing output, they might need to do something with it. Maybe just, make it so that it does more healing if the Mercy's closer to the target or something. Make it a little bit more interesting in terms of positioning. But yeah, I think Valkyrie is definitely like where I would look. And then maybe you just like, during Valkyrie, you bump her healing back up to where it used to be pre-patch, for example. Like that could be a way of doing it. Or you find something to make it sort of work. Maybe you just bump up her ult charge rate, make it feel more like Moira, because while she does charge fast, Moira still charges faster.
Yeah.
But like you said, Coalescence is much, much easier to get value out of. Like, everybody sees it. It's a great big Kamehameha going through the entire team and their entire team, and everyone just jumps into the beam and, well, hopefully jumps into the beam and then pushes into the enemy team, right?
Don't jump into enemy beams, ladies and gentlemen.
No, don't jump into the enemy ones. Jump into the friendly ones, though.
Avoid
really
the
good
big
to be
red
there.
beam. Yeah, so when
stand
you look at the changes, though, what they've done with the support heroes here, I think is really good, because it's made them all pretty much viable, but it's putting them into a place where you're only going to use them in certain comps, right? Now, remember, Mercy, obviously you guys all know this, but Mercy was just the go-to support for a very long time. But Lucio was also a go-to support for a very, very long time. Anna, she was strong, then she kind of came away. Now we're seeing more Anna usage. So I think from the devs' perspective, this is kind of where they want hero selections to be at. They don't want you just picking a hero all the time, 100% of the time, and that's, this is the best support, so we're just going to use it in every single game. I can honestly say that when I go into a game now, it isn't like, oh, we haven't got a Mercy we're going to lose, or, oh, we haven't got an Anna we're going to lose. You're fine rolling with a Moira and a Brigitte. It's not ideal, but you're fine with it. It's okay. You're going to get healing from that. Just as like a Mercy and a Lucio. It's fine. A Mercy and a Zen. Good old combo, it's fine. In fact, let's talk about the best support. I think Zen's the best support, to be honest.
Zen definitely
is
up
mega
there.
strong. Yeah, Zen, my God.
He's always been good for like a long period of time, just because he does so much damage. He provides reliable healing. He can provide healing while being safe in the back line as well. So if the enemy team can't engage on you properly, he's going to sit in the back and just do tons of damage, provide healing. Has a great ultimate. Discord Orb is one of the best abilities in the game.
It is the best. Come on, Josh. It is the best ability in the game.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Res is the best ability in the game still.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's hard. It's a tough one. Discord's definitely freaking up there. Let's leave it at that. Zen's definitely in a good place. The hard part with Zen is that you tend to, you're so reliant on the team. Like, you have to generally pair a Zen with a Lucio to get some value out of him. Otherwise, you just get rushed on, you just get killed, you get picked off and stuff like that. Like, he's very, very glass cannon-y, which is fine. He should be, right? He's a difficult hero to play.
He and that's a pro tip for any Lucio players out there. Do protect your back line. Don't just run off wall riding. The amount of Lucios I see just wall riding around, I'm like, what is going on? And the Zen is just getting obliterated in the back line. Also, if you're a Diva player as well, try and peel. Look after your back line a little bit. Don't just rush off and think, yeah, I'm going to go and kill people, because you've got Defense Matrix. It's a good ability. So yeah, Mercy, right? Mercy. I think she is the weakest support right now, but I don't think that means she's unplayable. In fact, I think she's still playable. I think there are some things that could, a kind of little minor balance tuning which could give her a little bit more power. Like, I like your idea with looking at Valkyrie and changing it. Like, one of the craziest things I saw was maybe making Valkyrie, like, it almost becomes her burst heal. Because if you look at Brigitte is very strong because of her armor pack or repair pack, whatever it's called. Because that is a massive burst heal. Like, that is an insanely powerful burst heal. You look at what the devs are doing to her. Yeah, they're reducing the survivability. That's okay, but it still doesn't, in my mind, address the best ability she's got, which is the repair pack. That
repair pack is insane. Like, the amount of times we're watching UK scrims and, like, they're getting target focused down, they're burning down. Oh, the Reinhardt's almost dead, and then suddenly this repair pack comes in, and suddenly he's on a million hit points again, and he's fine. Like, that ability is ridiculous. But like Brig is another video in and of itself. We could probably rant about Brig for hours.
Well, where I'm going with this is, like, you look at the supports and they've all got burst capability apart from Mercy. This is where she's falling down. Like, where's her, like, massive burst of healing, or just to keep people alive? We've got armor pack. We'll repair. I'm always going to call that armor pack. Torb, never forget your armor pack, my man. I'll never forget. Right. Moira, obviously she can throw the orb and then just start, like, spraying people as well. Massive healing. You've got, like, Lucio can amp it up. All right. That's arguably not as good as Mercy's heal, but, at least Lucio's got that, and he's got sound barrier as well. And Anna, of course, has got, like, literally a whole kit of burst healing, which is beautiful. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like she just needs to be a bit more reactionary. But then here's the other thing, right, with Mercy. She is the entry-level healer to the game. She's the one that you pick up. Because one thing we often forget with Overwatch is this is a lot of people's first FPS game. And Overwatch isn't really a true hardcore FPS, is it? You don't necessarily need to have the best accuracy. It's like Chris, right, with the UK team. He always laughs and jokes about how he can't aim, yet he's like a pro. Because he plays tanks, right? You don't need to be able to aim to play Winston because, well, ladies and gentlemen, Yeah, Winston, no brain, no aim, Winston, no. But yeah, like the game like has to have these heroes. I'm not saying Mercy is bad. The difficulty though is the devs trying to make them like have a skill ceiling, and I think Mercy does have a pretty good skill ceiling. Like really good Mercies know how to position, they know when to go in, when to go out, when to use their Valkyrie and all that stuff, how to res. That's just a true statement. But when you put a player of a certain caliber onto a Mercy, would that player be better playing something else if they could aim? It's very difficult. So this is why you can't just come out and go, oh, she's so bad, get her out of the game. Because it's kind of like, she does have a purpose.
It's one of those things, like I'm looking at the win rates at the moment on Overbuff, which aren't 100% accurate. Always got to add the caveat that these stats aren't completely accurate, but they generally give you a good idea, and it's actually interesting to see that Mercy's win rate seems to cap at around Gold and Platinum, which is kind of where you would expect it to be, right? These guys, their Ana aim might not be the greatest in the world, they might not be able to hit all the shots with the heal darts and stuff like that, so the Mercy more reliable healing can give you a little bit more value. And this is sort of one of those arguments that is an interesting one around Overwatch, which is like, do you want Mercy to be super viable in the pro level meta when you have the higher skill options? And if she is, are those higher skill options then being pushed out of the game? Like, why would you play Ana if you could just play Mercy and be more reliable? And so it's one of those sort of balancing acts, and I think that Overwatch as a whole should be kind of fine with that, with Mercy being sort of this reliable, easy, steadfast healer that lets you just get consistent value, and then as you get more and more towards the higher levels, well, then you might want to start considering other options that might be a little bit more vulnerable, like your Zenyatta's, might be a little bit more requiring aim, like your Ana's, because if the Mercy is viable at that level, well, then you're just going to play Mercy non-stop. Like, suddenly the value of the Ana, the Zens, everyone else fades away, and you just end up running a Mercy everywhere, which is kind of what ended up happening for a while before the nerf sort of started coming in.
I'm going to link to this in the video description, guys, to the Overbuff Heroes page. But why the hell has Mercy got such a low on fire percentage? What's going on there? If these statistics are, look how low it is.
Yeah, that is really, really weird, actually. Yeah, it's super low. I'm guessing that's just maybe they didn't calibrate the on fire after the healing output changes, so the game's constantly undervaluing how much healing she's doing, or like how much effective healing she could be doing at the time. That is really unusual.
That is weird, that is, isn't it? Yeah.
So just for reference, if you're not going to click the link, Mercy's on fire percentage is at about 2.5%, while other healers are generally at about 10%. Brigitte seems to be at like 15%, 17% universally. She's just ridiculous. Again, rant for another time, I think. But yeah, like Mercy doesn't seem to be getting the value there. Her win rates are okay. They're generally a little bit lower than everybody else's until you start hitting around Gold, Platinum. Then she's about on par with everybody else, but she's still like sub 50% in most cases. Brig, of course, 55% in most cases. She's quite a good hero.
Just one trick, Brigitte, guys, and you'll just get to GM. Like, no worries. just play with the brain and you'll be okay. Yeah, all right, let's wrap this up. So Mercy, maybe in the future we'll see some changes coming to Mercy to make her slightly a little bit more powerful, but I think we are safe in saying that the supports right now are in a pretty good position. Probably the best position they've been in probably ever in terms of who is viable and who isn't viable. That is, they are all kind of viable. And there are loads of different support comps you can run. I mean, like Josh touched on earlier on in the video, you got the GOATs or the sort of triple tank, triple support comp. There's variations of that. But we are starting to see triple support come out. And I remember when Moira first came out, everybody was like, oh yeah, everyone's just going to play tanks. And it would just rush the point, and it kind of never really happened because Mercy and Zen was so strong still. But now we're starting to see that happen, and it is a very effective. I mean, if any of you guys ever play 2CP, all you got to do, right, is go, guys, right, this is what we're going to do, right? We're going to get a Reinhardt, we're going to get a Zarya, we're going to get like, I don't know, you can play a D.Va if you like, and then we're going to get Lucio, and then we're going to get like, maybe we'll go for the Moira Zen version of GOATs this time. And we'll get a Moira and a Zen, and what we're going to do is just going to walk to the point, and we're going to stand there, and then we're going to win. And that's how you win 2CP, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd say throw the Brig in, just
in
case.
True, yeah. Bring the Brig, yeah. Drop the the Zarya get the
just put
brig.
the
I
brig
don't know. Brig's
no,
like,
just drop the Zen and put the brig in, and you'll probably be golden in 99.9% of cases. That's literally how you win games in this game. But yeah, on the wrap up, like maybe Mercy does just need that burst healing. Like if you activate Valkyrie, maybe she does a big AoE heal or something when she presses Q, just like 100 healing or something. Maybe that will fix it.
you know what they should do?
Who knows?
Turn her into like a kamikaze, so she just can like rush in. She dies on impact, but heals for 10k.
Just a
Can you
huge
imagine
explosion.
that? Yeah,
I mean,
she's
actually,
hovering.
like Blizzard are doing this now, like with the Torbjorn rework. They're putting steroid buttons in. So what I mean by a steroid is like Torbjorn has this thing where he presses a button and he gets armor and does more damage and does more stuff. And like maybe Mercy needs something like that where she just has a steroid where she can just up her healing output for a little while and then have that little bit of reactive play coming into it as well and be able to sort of deal with situations more than just, oh god, my person is dying, I need to Guardian Angel and abandon them.
Well,
which seems to be like
they
how
do the old
now.
Q to E move again and just stick Valkyrie to a. Oh god! Right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this lad has been
Josh,
Yeah,
one
I know.
amongst many. It's a pleasure.
And let us know what you think about this in the comments. But remember as well, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and also,
You can follow me on Twitter @1_amongst many.
and do tell us what you think about Mercy. We'd love to see your comments, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I think that kind of does it for today, and we will catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.
Toodles.